Hello and welcome to CAIE Science Unit 2, Living Things and Environments. The teachers for this unit are Peter Middleton and Deanna Benedict. What will you learn in this video? You will learn the different kinds of weather, different types of habitats, the animals found in different habitats, animal body parts, how to use identification keys, different types of pollution, how we can help the environment, and how we can recycle, reduce, and reuse. So let's start with weather and the world around us. And these are our habitats. So weather, what's the weather like? It's rainy, it's sunny, it's snowy, it's windy, it's stormy, it's cloudy. Where is it? These are our habitats. So it's in the mountains, it's on the beach, it's in the sea, in the forest, it's in the jungle, it's in the desert, it's in the city, it's in the village, it's in the fields. Now let's look at our habitats and talk about where they are and the animals in them. So you can see the deserts are found around the world. What animals do you think are found in the desert? Can you guess? That's right. There's a scorpion, a camel, and a lizard. Did you think of them? Can you think of other animals that are found in the desert? This is the ocean. You can find the oceans around the world. And what animals can you find in the ocean? You can find a starfish, shark, and fish in the ocean. Can you think of other animals that are found in the ocean? This is a rainforest. And can you think of animals found in the rainforests? You can find a toucan, a puma, and a frog in the rainforest. What other animals can you find? These are the grasslands. You can find them around the world. And what animals can you find on the grasslands? Right, you can find a zebra, lion, and an elephant. Are there any more animals found on the grasslands? Here are the mountains. And these are some of the animals found on the mountains. There's a mountain lion, an eagle, and a yak. What other animals can you find on the mountains? These are the polar regions at the top and the bottom of the globe. What animals can be found here? You can find a polar bear, penguins, and a walrus. What other animals can you find? This is a woodland. What animals can be found in the woodland? You can find a mole and a fox. What other animals are there? Let's look at some of our habitats. Here are the polar regions. Which animal lives in the polar regions? The seal or the parrot? Why? Can you think which animal it is and why? That's right, it's the seal. Why do you think the seal lives in the polar regions? Where does the parrot live? Here is the desert, and the animals are a polar bear and a camel. Which animal lives in the desert? That's right, it's a camel. Why does the camel live in the desert? Where does the polar bear live? Here is an ocean, and there's an owl and a jellyfish. Which animal lives in the ocean? That's right, it's a jellyfish. What does it eat? And where does the owl live? Here's a rainforest. There's a frog and a blue whale. Which one lives in the rainforest? That's right, it's a frog. A frog lives in the rainforest. Where does the blue whale live? So here is a question on the habitats. Which is your favorite habitat to live in? Look at the pictures to help you. Why is it your favorite habitat? This is a snail. Hello, snail. Which habitat does a snail live in? Why does it live there? You think it likes to live under a log, on a branch, in a bush, or under a stone? Which is its favorite place to live? Why? You can find habitats in your neighborhood, places near your house. For example, a garden. What animals live in the garden? What habitats can you think of in your neighborhood, and what animals can be found there? This is a nest. Where is this nest? Which habitat is it in? What's in the nest? This is a dragonfly. Where does the dragonfly live? Why does it live there? This is a garden. There's a car in this garden. It's a beetle. And the bug is a beetle. What other animals are in this habitat? Here is a house. There's a mouse in the house. What other animals live in the house? Here is a pond. There is a frog in the pond. What other animals live in the pond? Here are budgies. The budgies live in a cage. What other animals live in a cage? These are eagles. Can you see the habitat that they live in? What things can you see in this picture? What habitats can you name? Let's talk about animal body parts. These are scales, and a crocodile and an alligator have got scales. The claws, lions and bears have claws. This is fur. The tiger has got fur. Look at the picture on the left. What animal has this fur? This is a zebra. A zebra has got stripes. This is a cheetah. A cheetah has got spots. Look at these animals. They have got whiskers. The mouse and the seal have got whiskers. These animals have wings. Owls and dragonflies have got wings. Look at these animals. The snails and turtles have got shells. Here is a fin. The sharks and whales have got fins. Teeth. Rabbits and lynx have got teeth. So do we. Tail. Ring-tailed lemurs and salamanders have got tails. Feathers. Look at the peacock. It has got feathers. How beautiful they are. This is a beak. An eagle and a toucan have got beaks. You can also have some birds that have bills. This is an antenna. The ant and the beetle have got antennae. Now, let's look at this animal. This is a mixed up animal. What animal do you think it is? We're going to look at our investigation keys here. And these are yes/no questions about the animal and its body parts. So let's look at this animal. Does the animal have long ears? Yes or no? Does the animal have a shell? So you can see there's one question. Does the animal have legs? Yes or no? And then two separate questions. Does the animal have long ears? And does the animal have a shell? Look at the picture. Try to answer yes or no to these questions. So, does the animal have long ears? If we say yes, the question can be, does the animal have feathers? No, the question can be, does the animal have a tail? Does the animal have feathers? If we say yes, it's a bird. If you say no, it's an octopus. These are examples for your identification keys. Let's look at these animals. Can you name these animals? What animals are they? So let's think, which of these animals have legs? Does the animal have legs? Yes or no? What do you think? Then does it have wings? Yes or no? Look at the options. If you said no, does it have a shell? Yes or no? You can see these animals are under yes or no for these questions. So we can make an identification key with yes and no questions using body parts like wings and shell, and you can have different animals as the answers. Here's an example of an identification key and different animals in the identification key. Can you make an identification key for different animals with yes/no questions? Here we have amazing birds. So let's look at these birds. Which birds can fly and which birds cannot fly? Why do you think some birds cannot fly? And here is a penguin. If penguins moved to Adana, would they need thick feathers? Why or why not? And let's talk about these birds a bit more. How do they move? What do they eat? And where do they live? So please tell me about the swift, the penguin, and the eagle. How do they move? What do they eat? And where do they live? Let's talk about things that affect the environment. This is pollution. And here is logging. This is air pollution. And this is water pollution. And in the water, there's lots of waste. These are all man-made disasters. And you see the owl in this picture? What habitat is it in? Is it happy or sad? Now look at this owl. Is it happy or sad? What's happened to its habitat? Look at this. This is a koala. Where does it live? What's its habitat? What's happened to its habitat here? Is it happy or sad? And look at this picture. Can you see the duck? And what habitat is it in? What's happened to its habitat here? What's the problem? So how can we help the environment? These are 10 ways that we can help the environment. We can bike or walk instead of taking things like buses or cars. We can recycle. We can turn off our lights when we don't use them. We shouldn't litter, and we should take things like a shower instead of a bath to conserve water. We can plant a tree. We can create wildlife habitat, so bird houses for our birds. We can turn off electronics when we don't use them. And we can turn off the water when we brush our teeth. And we can take public transport like a bus instead of driving to school. So how do you protect the environment? What do you do? Are there things in this list, these 10 things, that you do? What don't you do? What can you do better? Here are examples of natural disasters and what natural disasters can happen in your country. What natural disasters happen in different countries. We can start to recycle. Look at the man who's recycling. And usually you have different colors for your recycling. There's paper, glass, plastic, electronic waste, metal, and organic waste in these bins. Do you recycle? How could you recycle? And you can see that we can reuse, reduce, and recycle. Here, if we reduce, reuse, and recycle, we can save our Earth. And you can see here that they've reused the objects to make crafts. Look at how beautiful they are. And look at how clever they are. How can you reuse different objects? What objects do you want to make? What crafts do you want to do? Can you reuse different objects? And are there ways you can reduce your items so you have different objects and different things in your house? How can you reduce it? What can you get rid of? What do we learn in this video? We learned that there are different kinds of weather, there are different kinds of habitats, there are different habitats found in different... Sorry, there are different animals found in different habitats. We learned about our animal body parts. We learned how to use identification keys to identify different animals. We learned that pollution is bad for the environment. And we learned that we can help the environment by recycling, reducing waste, and reusing. By doing these things, we can save our Earth. Thank you for listening to the video. This is the end. Goodbye.